My parents would read to me all the time when I was little. I just remember always looking forward to bedtime stories with my parents, and luckily they taught me to read at a very young age, so I could read my own self bedtime stories, but reading was something that pretty much carried me through my childhood into adulthood.
Yeah, my mom did used to read to me as a kid. I remember especially right before bedtime we would sit in the living room and she would read stories to me.
I loved reading as a kid in general, but having my parents read to me when I was younger definitely instilled in me a love of reading, from an early age.
Yes, when I was younger, my mom would always read to me. She wouldn't do it every night, but I do remember there were times that she would read to me and I would always enjoy it.
Yeah, so my favorite book that my mom used to read to me was The Grasshopper and the Ant. I feel like that's a classic. I don't know why that was my favorite other than the fact that that was the one she always chose. And yeah, I really like that one.
My favorite book as a kid was Guess How Much I Love You. And I don't really remember much about the book, I just loved the message, and my parents would read it to me every single night when I was younger, and then they would read it to my little brothers when they were younger too, so it was kind of a little family tradition we had.
I definitely was a big fan of Dr. Seuss. Once I got to that advanced reading level, I was like, I'm going to read this Harry Potter book, and I'm not going to lie, it took me a little while to read, but it was always a great story because when you read a book, it can take your imagination to like infinity and beyond, so it was always fun reading books. Growing up in elementary school, I had a learning disability, and English was one of the subjects that I actually struggled in the most, but encouragement from teachers and librarians and things like that, I would always go in the library and I started reading shorter books, and then I got advanced enough where I could read longer books, so reading was very instrumental in me in elementary school.
We did when I was younger, especially when the Harry Potter books came out. My brothers were really young, and so we would, every time a new book came out, I would help read to them. We would go through the books together, so that was always a fun memory we had.
From a young age, when they would read to me, my book collection got so big, and throughout the years it just kind of stayed really big, and I just love books.